Four Dads and a Podcast is sponsored in part by Huddle Services. If you're looking for a disc jockey, karaoke host, to videographer, our company can help. With over 17 years of experience, we would be happy to assist with your special event. You can contact us at 226-988-2895 or visit us at our website at hodlservices.vpweb.ca. That's HODDLE Services. We look forward to hearing from you and helping with your special event.
You're listening to 4D 1P, just the way I like it. Wait, who writes this shit?
What?
Mushroom zombies.
Mushroom zombies.
Zombies being taken over by fungus.
Like clickers from Last of Us?
Yeah, kind of. Like, this one's cool. This one's pretty wicked. I don't know if you can even see it.
No.
Focus.
Put it at your face. Put it in front of your face. No. Perfect.
Oh, wow. That's tiny.
Yeah, they're really small.
They're so tiny. Yeah, well said. Well said.
So, where's Sean?
I don't know.
Okay.
In my butt.
Oh.
That was aggressive.
I hope so.
So, tomorrow, Sunday at noon, right, Jeff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm going to see if I can get the kids to draw up a sign.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Celeste's birthday, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yes. There's the Sean.
Hello.
Oh, there he is.
How are you?
We're all well, I think. Maybe.
Hey, be okay.
Nice. Nice seeing you, Jeff.
Hey, how are you?
Feels like it's been a while. I'm doing good. Just watched an episode of Superstore.
Buddy, I just finished episode 5 during dinner. It's so funny.
It's pretty good, yeah.
The end of episode 3, I would have hit the floor if I wasn't already laying down. It was too funny.
Super remind me of what happened there.
Honestly, I can't even remember, but all I remember is I laughed out loud louder than I have for a TV show in a while.
Nice. Yeah, the comedy's pretty good, and it's like it's basically The Office, but in a Walmart.
In a Walmart, yeah. A Walmart / IKEA.
Yeah.
Nice. Now let's get this intro out of the way. Hello, and welcome to Four Dads and a Podcast. Tonight we have Blu-ray.
Hola.
We have Jeff. Sean with a rat on his back.
It's just me and my rat.
And my name's Ray. Welcome to the podcast. So,
hello, everybody.
Hello. It's been a while since we've all been together. Feels like forever.
It's been a while since I could.
Well, we recorded last Tuesday, and Jeff wasn't there, and today's Thursday, so it was a longer break in between, and then
Yep. So, how's everybody been since we were all last gathered around our computers?
Yeah, we did pretty good.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Plucking away at Final Fantasy XIV.
I can't believe
Yeah,
you guys
it
are
is.
playing that. I'm contemplating, but I'm not contemplating playing that.
So
Yeah.
I was debating on whether or not I would start a new account just to play through the free trial portion of it to play with you guys. But then I was like, no, I've already spent like so much fucking time on my characters and all that shit, and I don't want to go through all that again.
No.
What's funny?
Not worth it.
Yeah. So I'll wait until finances. Is that the fucking Wii? That's the Wii music, isn't it? The little Mii Marketplace or Mii Plaza.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whoops.
It sounds like something Nintendo-esque.
blum, blum.
You heard,
That's what I've learned. So far.
you heard that a bunch on TikTok, did you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very popular song.
And it's fun to play.
I believe it.
It's wonderfully.
So, we are trying something new here at Four Dads the Podcast. Every week, one of us is going to be trying something new or offering something to the gentleman here, and we're going to follow lead. Whose week is it?
I think it's my week, if I'm not
Is it?
mistaken. Yeah,
Okay.
I think Hills pitched the idea of going in alphabetical order.
Yeah,
So-
just to keep track of it easier. It's just
All right,
Forget
sure.
things.
So
Forget things easy.
I guess I'll take it away. But before I get to the topic of this week, we do have a review on iTunes.
Oh,
for the
let's read
podcast.
it. The 5-star
So-
review. So, as a reminder, if you're
this
listening
goes
on
back
iTunes,
a few weeks.
yeah, just keep on doing it because we want to grab some traction there. So, you rate us 5 stars on iTunes and leave a comment, and we'll read it on the air.
Absolutely. So
And
I'll go
Braden-
ahead and
Braden-
read this. I'll
yeah,
go ahead
Braden
and read
has
this
an
one.
iPhone, so
So yeah, I've got iTunes here, so I've got it pulled up and all that jazz.
So what, are you not able to leave a review on other platforms for podcasts?
like Spotify.
I don't know.
I don't know how to do that for Spotify. I never.
I couldn't tell you, but apparently iTunes reviews are important when it comes to podcasts because
Okay.
every podcast I listen to is like, leave us a review on iTunes and 5 stars because it helps us out a lot and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
So, either way, I'll go ahead and I'll start this off. The title of the review is Fly on the Wall. And it was a 5-star review, so we'll go ahead and read it.
Sweet.
Listening to these guys talk about the dumbest, most random stuff is very entertaining. It's almost like I'm there with them. Only I'm not with them. But I'm listening to see I'm listening to what they're saying, and I'm chiming in with my 2 cents too. And it's almost like they hear it's almost like they hear me because they respond back. It's so weird, but cool at the same time. It's nice when all of them are there, but it's okay when it's not all of them too. Only complaint is they tend to talk over and interrupt the best one a lot. Other than that, 10 out of 10 would listen again.
Right on. Thanks so much.
I know they tend to interrupt me a lot. It's fucking
Yeah.
annoying. And I agree with you. These guys are dicks. How about me and you? We'll start our own podcast, and
Hold
then
Is this?
I'm
is
talking
this-
to the reviewer here. This
Oh.
is a sacred oath between me and a 5-star reviewer. So why don't me and you, start a brand new podcast and ditch these fuckers?
That
Get
sounds
back to me.
fantastic, Jeff. Let's do it.
I knew it was
Because once again, all of you were talking over me and interrupting me that you couldn't even hear me when I said Braden at the end of it.
Thanks, random 5-star reviewer.
Yeah, random my ass.
I thought it said Brandon.
No, it definitely did not.
Oh, it said
It
Brandon.
was a Brandon.
You're all a bunch of twats. Fuck you.
Brendan.
Is that a bad thing?
Brendan?
Bing bong.
Well, it depends. Like, what kind of twat are you? Are you blue waffle? You're probably a blue waffle. You look
Ooh.
like a blue waffle.
And if you don't know what blue waffle is, go Google it, and you've been warned.
It's just gonna be an Eggo with food coloring. That's it.
Yeah.
Blueberries.
The blueberries.
Blueberries?
Yeah, blueberries.
Blueberries.
Put this down.
So-
Sweet. So our first 5-star review.
Yeah. Got that out of the way.
Going
Completely
places.
random.
Yep. So I guess I'll take away this week's topic, which go
What are we
figure.
talking about this week, Braden?
Well, it's music related, and I'm just curious as to. Well, we all have completely different tastes in music. You know, there's obviously some overlaps and whatnot, but we all like our own. Yes, Jeff, thank you for that. We all have like overlapping, bands that we enjoy, and there's plenty of stuff that, we each listen to that neither one of the others will get into, and that's fine. And I just want to know, where you started out with, what type of music really got you into the whole music thing to begin with, and then where that little road traveled to get to you to where you're at now.
Holy crap.
I'll start off.
Sure.
So the song that got me into music when I was a kid was the Michael Jackson tune from Free Willy.
What? There was a Michael Jackson song in Free Willy?
Yep. I can't remember the name of the song, but it went something like, yeah. So
who's doing that? Is that Sean?
That was Hills chiming in with the snaps and the claps.
Yeah, stick on guitar guy.
Dropping a beat.
So,
all right,
so that's a tune that.
Will You Be There is what it's called.
That's the one.
Hold me like the River Jordan.
Yep.
And I will then say to thee, you are my friend.
You are my friend.
Carry me.
Yeah. So that got you into Black Dahlia.
Good story. All right, Jeff, off to you.
Eventually, yeah. That was quite the leap, right?
Yeah.
So that was the tune that got me interested in actually listening to music. So I got real big into Michael Jackson. My mom had a couple of Michael Jackson albums that she gave to me and whatnot. So started off with that, and continued down the I guess the pop area of things for a while. I was into Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, all the boy bands and shit. Well, I shouldn't say all the boy bands, but a fair few of them.
It was hard not to. It was so in your face all the time. You couldn't turn on a show, the radio, without Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Spice Girls being in your face.
Absolutely. And the fact that... Sorry, go ahead, Ray.
It's funny you mentioned that because you guys are a fair amount younger than I am. I missed that boat. I saw that come by. I was like, oh, whatever. Like it the first boy band that popped up for me was there were a couple things. There was
NKOTB.
Yeah, New Kids. But before that was before New
Milli
Edition.
Vanilli.
Oh, Milli Vanilli. Fuck, I remember those guys. Anyways, but it's interesting you guys start ripping off. Oh, sorry, not ripping off, but rhyming off rather the bands and catching that wave. I mean, the Spice Girl wave was kind of fun though.
Oh yeah, the Spice Girl wave was fun. I didn't really enjoy the music all that much. My brother was a huge fan of them. Oh God, I don't want to think of how many times I saw Spice World because of him. But
my headboard was lined with those stickers that you get from the gum. Remember the Spice Girls gum?
Oh yeah.
And then you open it up, and instead of like, you usually have like the Hubba Bubbas or whatever they were called, comic strips in there, but these ones you had the Spice. Yeah, and then so they had the Spice Girls ones where you had the stickers, so just headboard lined with them. There's Baby Spice every night.
my brother did the same thing with those stickers.
Gross.
Don't touch it, Mom.
So leave those alone. Don't peel them off.
I make my own bed.
I can't sleep without my Spice Girl stickers.
I'm a grown man, Mom.
It's okay. It's okay.
But
Michael Jackson.
So yeah, we started off in the with the Michael Jackson, and then continued on in the pop genre because of what was available on radio, and it was what my mom listened to in the house at the time and whatever. And then eventually I want to say it was 99. It was during my mom and stepdad's wedding, during the reception at the mess hall on base where I grew up. They had like an entertainment room with a TV, pool table, and all that. Yeah, I grew up on a military base. My dad was in the military, and we were in Shiloh, Manitoba for a while. Then we were posted into Germany for a little bit.
Rad.
And then when my parents split up, my mom went back to Brandon, and then we headed back to Shiloh, which, was like a 20-minute drive. So nothing too crazy there. That's where my grandparents live and all that jazz.
Right.
And so military brat and whatnot. So anyway, we were at the mess hall where the reception was and whatnot, and there was the entertainment room with TV and pool table and whatnot, and that's where all the kids were hanging out and shit. And we had MTV on, and that was when Korn's Issues came out. So their song "Falling Away From Me" was real big on MTV and Much Music and all that jazz. So that song came on, and I was like, okay, I can get behind this, and just started down the metal rabbit hole from there.
Yeah.
So started with Korn, and then it went into heavier stuff like Slipknot.
The Gateway Band.
Yeah, Korn was definitely the gateway band, and they were like my number one for years, probably close to a decade or so. And it just got heavier and heavier as it went, and I jumped. I guess you could say I jumped the shark and went off to all the fucking different subgenres of metal all over the place, and
you ended up in prog.
Prog, yeah. Depending on the type of prog that it is, I can get behind it for sure. But eventually it just I got turned on to Black Dahlia Murder. I ended up reading some of the lyrics out of the booklet for Nocturnal, and before I even had heard the songs. And I just read one about it was the song called Virally Yours. It's about a doctor who just is a complete and utter sadistic fuck to his patients. He'll literally keep them comatose just so he can rape them. He enjoys just torturing them and all this shit and whatnot, just, bed sores and this, that, or whatever. And it was just so graphic and visceral. I was like, I need more of this. I need everything. I need to devour everything this band has.
It intrigues you that much, eh?
Yeah.
Right on.
And they just, they have so many different songs about so many different subjects, and everything is different and interesting. So that was my gateway band into death metal, and all the sub-genres of that and whatnot. So, these days the heavier the better. The new Cannibal Corpse single dropped just the other day, and that's heavy as shit, and I love it. But I also, still go back to some of the mellower shit. Like a huge fan of shit like City and Color. I'm still a huge fan after all these years of Weird Al, because who the fuck isn't? And most of my favorite songs from Weird Al aren't even parodies; they're his originals and shit. So, but I listen to so many different genres these days that if I've got somebody who doesn't know me that well driving with me at work, and I throw on my iPod, my iTunes playlist or whatever, it'll jump from death metal to some acoustic jams to some proggy type rock and stuff like this. Occasionally a rap tune here and there.
Yeah.
But so that's my brief little musical timeline, I guess you could say.
So did listening to that music get you into guitar, or did guitar get you into that music?
Korn definitely got me into wanting to play guitar.
Okay.
Just hearing the riffs that they were coming out with and all that shit, it was something new and interesting. And I was like, I just want to be able to play these riffs. It sounds like so much fun. So that's kind of where I went from there. I unfortunately didn't start off with a 7-string guitar, and I probably should have, because I haven't really been able to play any Korn tunes because of it.
They play with the 7-string guitar?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they play with 7-string guitars and they tune them down to A standard.
Ibeez.
Yes, sir.
All right. Cool, man.
So
Ibanez.
Ibanez.
So the story behind that, I didn't know how to read Ibanez. I was like, oh look, it's an Ibanez.
I have another funny story about that as well. So Ibanez has a handful of different logos for different guitars and whatnot. They have their standard Ibanez logo for most of their electric instruments, but on some of their acoustics they have almost a cursive type. I have that on my bass logo and whatnot. So a friend of mine from back home mentioned that he got this really, really nice Ibanez acoustic for an unbelievably cheap price on like Facebook Marketplace or something like that.
Right on.
And he sent me the post for it, and it had this headstock here. Hoping we can see it.
It's all blurred. Put it in front of your face.
I'm trying.
Pull it back.
Now everything's blurry.
I'm just going to turn the blur off. Hold on.
Yeah, turn the blur off.
You should probably turn the blur off.
Maybe I'll turn the blur off, guys.
Something to do with the blur.
How do I turn the blur off? Oh, there it is.
Alt F4.
There we
go. Sean Hillier has dropped out of the game.
I psyched Sarah with that earlier today. She was doing her online banking for her business, and she's like, I need to print this off in the Excel form. How do I get it? I was like, you just press Alt and F4. And it's just like, so Alt, like, I hold it and hit it. I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. And I explained how we used to do that playing StarCraft when I was like 14. It's like, how do I unlock the whole map? So you just hit Alt F4. Has exited the game.
That's so funny.
So Ibanez, I've never seen. Yes.
So this is the the cursive type font that they use for their logo on some of the acoustic guitars.
Franez.
And so my friend sent me the listing for this, and the listing was called Haynes Guitar.
Haynes.
Free.
And so the guy sold it for like $100 or something like that, and the guitar itself is probably worth probably closer to $7.
Wow.
But so because of the way that all the letters bunched together and whatnot, it kind of does look like Haynes if you have no idea what you're looking at. So so that was pretty funny.
Right on. All right, so I guess we're off to who's next? Jeff.
All right.
Jeff, let's hear it.
Come on, you old fart.
Okay. Well, when I was a kid, I was into this stupid shit. I don't know. It was really anything that would make me laugh. It's like, I remember I probably wore out the Muppet Babies cassette.
Wicked.
So when you say kid, like what?
This was like, I was like 5 or 6.
Okay.
Right? So I didn't really listen to music, and then I got into Fresh Prince.
Oh, nice.
Like with Jazzy Jeff?
Yeah, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
That's a sweet album.
Well, because it was goofy, right? Nightmare on My Street and stuff like that, right?
I love that tune.
So,
Summertime was such a good track.
And then, so I thought, okay, well, I like hip-hop and stuff like that. So then I got really into MC Hammer.
Nice.
Right. Please Hammer, Don't Hurt Him.
Yep, like that concert there, yours?
Yeah, I went. So that was, if people haven't listened to that was my first concert. Was the worst I've ever seen as well is MC Hammer at the Saddle Dome in Calgary. So that's another story. But so I kind of I didn't really listen to much music, to be perfectly honest, until it was about junior high, and I got into one of my best buddy, Andrew, his brother's car. His brother was, a good 4 or 5 years older than us. And his brother had a car and stuff like that.
Ooh, cool guy.
Yeah, and he was driving around. We were listening to the Beastie Boys.
Nice.
And
which album?
Ill Communication. It's the first thing I ever heard. And
good album.
It changed my life. I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is hip hop. And then, but the tracks
about the Jewish kids.
Yeah. And but the tracks I really like gravitated towards were like the punk rocky stuff, like Heart Attack Man and stuff. And I didn't really understand what punk rock was at that point in time.
Yeah.
But I thought those tracks were legit. They're amazing. So I picked up as much Beastie Boys as I could at that point.
What was the first album you got from them?
With Ill Communication. Like, I got it the next day. Yeah.
I think mine was Check Your Head.
Nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful album.
Yeah.
But, and before that, like, I got what was popular. Like, I don't know. I remember listening to, like, do you remember Dead-Eye Dick?
No.
They had, like, they literally had,
what a
like...
name.
They had, like, one song that was popular, and I thought, I like that song, like top 40 bullshit. One hit wonders, where it's like, oh, I kind of liked what was on the radio, but I didn't really...
Like the Killjoys?
But, yeah, no, I didn't know anything about what I was listening to or whatever, and I didn't give a shit about it. But, yeah, once the Beastie Boys came around, and then my same friend, a different brother, though, so his brother Christopher...
Wait. How many brothers are here?
2 brothers.
Okay.
Yeah. 2 older brothers. One
Jetty
is like,
and Jocelyn.
That was good. Great segment.
Yeah.
We'll get into that another day.
So we were hanging out, and then his other brother was listening to Punk and Drublic, NoFX. And I was like,
I listened to that a couple weeks ago, and I loved it. I listened to it actually like 2 or 3 times, and I had a great time listening to it from you recommending it to me, Jeff. Thank you.
Which one, White Trash or?
The Drunken Public, the Prunken Drublic.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, no. What was the one? The
White Trash, 2 Heaves and a Bean.
That one, yeah. So I listened to that one a few times, and I listened to the Prunken Drublic one after that, and I really liked their music. Anyways, sorry, go ahead.
No. I'm really glad. They're probably one of my top 5 bands until this day.
I found when I listened to them that they just seemed like they were having the most fun of all time. It just seemed like just a bunch of dudes hanging out, having fun, playing music. It just seemed like they're having a great time.
They're the ultimate band of not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
That's kind of the punk way, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that kind of what embodies we can maybe talk about this on another episode, but I generally live my life with a no fucks policy. Yeah. And like there's this I live
at least 3 fucks.
No, seriously, it's a sliding I live my life on a sliding scale of fucks. But
how slippery is that slide though? Like, did you lube it up first or?
Oh, all the way, my friend.
Okay.
So right now, Brayden, you look like Steve Aoki again.
Yeah, I know. I grew the hair back out, and I look unbelievably Asian these days.
Once. Now, once I got into NoFX there, that changed my world. So the second that came out, I picked up the very first Punk and Drublic CD, which led me to pick up Bad Religion, No Control, which led me to pick up the first Pennywise album. Then I picked up Survival of the Fattest, and then I got Propagandhi into Propagandhi. Nice. And Propagandhi is my all-time 100% favorite band, all-time. No holds barred. Like
Propagandhi.
Yeah. Canadian punk rock from a bunch of losers from the prairies.
Right up your alley.
Oh, exactly. Right? And and then it got deeper and deeper, and so I kind of got into the punk rock scene almost accidentally in my hometown. So I was really just listening to it on my own. And then my one buddy's older brother, and seriously, a different
completely different buddy. Are we sure?
A different friend's older brother.
We gotta name this guy. What's his name?
Dave. Yeah. So my buddy.
Danny Jocelyn. Dave.
Yeah, Dave. So my friend Andrew's brother Dave. I think we were all hanging out at the school or something, and he came and he's like, "Hey, well, what are you guys doing this weekend?" And we're like, "Dude, I don't know, we're a bunch of dorks in junior high. Like, we do nothing." So he literally invited me out to my first punk rock show. He's like, "Hey, man, $5, $5 for 5 bands. You get to hang out." I'm like, "What? There's concerts in this stupid buttfuck city? We're talking Medicine Hat, Alberta. 50,000 people at the time. Nothing to do on the weekends or anything like that for kids, anyways." So yeah, no, I went out, and then that changed my life. And then I got into, underground labels and, the punk rock scene. And that's kind of where I kind of went on my,
journey,
so to speak, where, now I've been to over 100 concerts in my life, or 200 concerts in my life. We put on concerts and stuff like that. So that's kind of where it took me and how I got started.
Right on.
So, yeah, that was a little verbose, but it was fun.
Nice.
Sean, you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. I'll go next. I don't really know where to begin with this. For me, music has been ever evolving. I think I'm very influential with music, and I kind of adapt to my surroundings.
Influenced?
Yeah. So when growing up, my dad was huge into music, especially classic rock, but he collected a ton. He was a huge vinyl collector. When cassettes came out, he collected every cassette. When CDs came out, he upgraded to CDs and so on. And but he always had music playing, 24/7 in the house. There was classic rock going. You got Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, Bob Seger, Rush, just all the classic bands. And to me, that was music growing up. I never really played very much music myself, voluntarily to put something on. I wouldn't really go out of my way to put something on, but there was always something playing, and I loved the classic rock. So this is probably before I was 10. After that, really kind of like what you said, Jeff, there are a lot of mainstream stuff, just like what you hear on the radio, what's going on there. The very first CD that I actually bought myself was Aqua Aquarium. It was, I remember we went to the mall. We were going to see a movie. I don't even know what movie we were going to see, and we stopped into what was it at the time? Sam the Record Man, maybe? I don't know. And anyways, I saw the album there, picked it up, listened to it ton of times, and then after that I started listening to, so this is when I was in Newfoundland.
Wait a second, what was your first album that you picked up there, Jeff?
Oh, my first, what do you mean?
A first CD, tape cassette.
First, yeah. Okay, so
hold on, first tape that you bought, because you bought a tape first, right?
Yeah.
Bought a tape.
It was the first one that was entirely all my own was probably the Fresh Prince Rock the House.
Nice.
Braden, you?
Oh, that's a hard one, boys.
So your own money that you earned, and you got to make the decision to spend your money on it.
So my mom bought me my first Korn record. I know that much.
Nice.
Because it was Christmas. She got me a Discman and a Korn record, and because it had the parental advisory on it, she had to straight up say, "This has a parental advisory sticker on it. If I hear any of these words coming out of your mouth, You don't want to know what's going to happen. I was like, yes, Mom.
You've been advised.
Yeah.
Right.
So, fuck. I want to say it would have been another one of the Korn records. It probably would have been either their self-titled or Life is Peachy. Or I may have gotten them both at the same time.
Children of the Corn.
So my first
Great
cassette
tune.
that I bought, it wasn't my money, but I asked my mom because I wanted to get something at the store at Zeller's because there's all these tapes here. I want to have some music because I had a little radio. I bought Super Ladies of the 80s.
It's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah. I'll see if I can pull it up on Spotify.
Do you still have it?
No, I have no idea where that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my first cassette.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good roster there, fellas.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead, Sean. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's fine. We're all talking about music and stuff, so that's great. So yeah, from there, after that, I really started to get into a lot of video games and playing online and geeking out, and music really wasn't a priority of mine whatsoever. I would say really up until I was about 20. Like, I listened to music, I had it on. In my teenage years, I spent most of my time just maybe even listening to like geeky video game music. Like, I would listen to soundtracks for video games or remixes of video game music and stuff.
Fuck, you're a nerd.
Yeah.
Someone recreated the playlist, Super Ladies of the 80s. It's exactly all the songs. Holy shit.
Nice.
That's hilarious. I love it.
So when I moved to Ontario, living in Newfoundland, there really wasn't much culture. There wasn't much diversity. It was pretty straightforward, and most people just listened to classic rock, to be honest, or country. When I moved to Ontario, culture-wise, everything changed. I met a lot of people working in call centers, out and about. Yeah, and you know what? Everybody has so... there they are.
We're all waving.
We're all guilty. And... so many people have such different tastes in music, and I found as I was growing up in my 20s and really even up until now, I find that I love every genre of music. If I hear a song and it sounds good to me, I like it.
Yeah.
I found, I always thought I hated country, but I found a purpose for it. And
let me tell you, that is so much fun to play on guitar.
Country?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to play on guitar. It's fun. So I got into country when I started doing renovations. I had a hard time focusing on my renovations when I had like classic rock or heavy music playing, and I threw on a country playlist, and I found it so chill to just play to. So now anytime I'm doing any type of construction, renovations, I'll throw on some country and I just cruise along. So it's like I just find these purposes for the different music. I listen to hip hop, I listen to rap, rock, death metal. Braden, I met you. You introduced me to music that I never thought that I would ever get into, and now I listen to those bands.
I'm still shocked that you listen to them from time to time.
Yep, and I always revisit those albums. I'd say at least a few times a year. And if I didn't meet you, I wouldn't have done that. And you know, I feel like I'm just constantly evolving with what I like. I don't discriminate with music. If somebody puts it on and they like it, I'll listen to it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. But I'm not going to stop listening to something if I like it just because I shouldn't like it. Anyways, that's kind of like how I feel with music. And,
Sean, just to say something here, that's actually one of my favorite things about you. Is you...
You have a favorite thing about Sean?
No, well, just seriously, no. He doesn't really discriminate against any. He's open to anything.
Yeah.
And seriously, he's one of those people, one of those rare people that's willing to try stuff. Sorry, this is.
I appreciate that, Jeff.
Yeah.
So just slobber all over his dick a little more, Jeff. Come on.
I was, trying for something nice here, and you guys ruined it. And now my friend thinks I'm.
Yeah, that's kind of our MO, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
If you're not a troll, you're not our friend.
Yeah. So no, I really appreciate you that about you, Sean.
Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate that, and I do try to keep an open mind with that kind of stuff. And again, growing up in Newfoundland, being sheltered to a lot of things for a long time, again, like with no culture, no diversity, I was ignorant in a lot of ways and stuff there. So moving here, meeting people from all different places, like even just everybody on this podcast, it just opens the door to so much stuff. And I didn't want to limit myself to shut down to only things that I want and what I know. That's not really specific to music, but anyways, yeah, back on the music thing, that's where I am now. And again, I'm constantly finding new genres and new albums to listen to, and yeah.
Right on. That's cool.
Yeah.
But
And classic.
every once in a while, you'll crack out the ugly stick.
Oh yeah, well, you got to sometimes.
Yeah.
It's gotta happen. But classic rock got me into playing guitar, for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Listening to those old songs with Dad, he got me my first guitar, and it really made me want to play all those. And then, yeah,
Right on.
that's kind of my music history there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, Alan Cross.
Well done.
I guess it's my turn.
Right
Yeah.
on. Let's
Okay.
go, buddy.
So, growing up, my dad listened to Motown. I grew up listening to the Four Tops, Commodores, and he also listened to other stuff like Johnny Mathis and Engelbert Humperdinck. And
Oh, Engelbert.
right?
What a
I don't
guy.
know. You
What a
guys have
guy.
met my dad on a couple occasions, but you've never really met him when he was younger because he sings all the time.
If
But-
you ever go vinyl hunting,
Yeah.
you'll always find at least 7 Engelbert Humperdinck, whatever his name is. in that-
Humperdinck.
in that-
Humperdinck.
You'll
Engelbert
always find his silly face in that
And,
stack of records.
And then he also sang Tom Jones. Like in the earliest memories was in the basement in Montreal while he's playing with his record collection and singing "My Girl,"
Nice.
right? And he with a thick Filipino accent though, which is fucking hilarious to
Yeah.
listen to now. But he's just over the top, and that's the thing. My whole family sings except for me. I just can't. It's really out of my comfort zone.
You play bass.
I play bass.
You're the bass.
I you know what, that's what it is. So growing up, like when I first started listening to music, I think one of the earliest memories was listening to Michael Jackson's Thriller around Halloween, right? And from there it went to more R&B stuff. I think it was Bobby Brown. There was also there was a phase where I went through Wu-Tang as well. But like growing up with a bunch of Filipino kids, we just listened to gangsta rap. So there was NWA, there was Tang, there was all this stuff. I was like, this is cool, I guess. But then I listened to, like when I got into high school, I listened to more techno, actually. Some like underground techno. And I went to my first concert for Bad Boy Bill, who's a Chicago house DJ. And it was amazing. I was like, I love this. And for like 5 years straight, from like 18 to 23, I was clubbing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. And I remember my dad asking me, do you even live here anymore? The thing is, I worked late nights at a cafe, right? So I'd come home, like the cafe would close at 4 in the morning, and I'd get home at like 5, smelling like smoke, going to sleep, and with the birds chirping out my window. It was ridiculous. And then it was a lot of electronic music back then, like a lot.
Yeah.
Like this house, tech house, jungle, so much. And then for whatever reason, I think it was me and my brother. We went to California one year for Christmas. And I don't remember the circumstances, but all I remember is that my brother and I were flying together alone for the first time out to relatives' place because we could, or my parents just wanted to get rid of us. I don't know. And I remember us following a crowd. It was like, where's our connecting flight? I'm like, I don't know. And we wandered, and we ended up getting ushered to a tarmac to a private jet. We're like, I don't think we're on a private jet. Excuse me, can you look at my ticket? She's like, oh my God, no, you're not supposed to be here. This is going to Chicago. I was like, oh, I'm supposed to go to San Diego, thanks.
Incredible.
This was pre 9/11 for everybody.
Not as much screening.
How old were you and your brother when that happened?
Oh, fuck, I don't know. Like, I think I was 17, 16, 17?
Okay, so
known.
so you were up there. You weren't like
I wasn't
what
totally
they-
dumb, but I just wasn't paying attention.
You're still a kid.
you weren't what they would label unaccompanied minors.
No, I think it was 18. I might have been 18 at the time. My brother was 13, but I was like, I don't know where we're going, dude. Let's just go.
Yeah.
Right. So we flew out to San Diego, and for New Year's, I think the concert series was called Soma Live. My cousins used to listen to ska. Like, they listen to ska all the time. And it was, I don't know, we probably talked about this in a previous podcast, but it was a all-night concert in a hockey rink where there was a stage on either side, and they go from stage to stage with music, and it was ska punk all night long. And that
must
was
have been heaven.
Dude, I didn't know what ska was back then because I was listening to alternative. I was like, yeah, I guess I like Pearl Jam and stuff, right? And I listened to this stuff. Like, this is rad. This is so cool, and they're so high energy, and everybody's so friendly. I was like, this is amazing. What is this? And I loved it. And I've been listening to ska punk since then. Like, it's my go-to if I'm down, throw on my ska punk list. I'm right as rain. You know. Every once in a while, I'll listen to jazz, and I'll listen to metal too. I listen a lot. Like I even have a dedicated playlist on my Spotify for bluegrass covers.
Well, because why not?
Because why not?
Because everybody needs a little bluegrass in their life.
Well, we would spend days just building playlists at work, just completely random stuff and just songs that we liked, and we would just throw them back and forth at each other.
It was the game of, here's the genre, pick the songs, let's go. That was fun.
The double trouble.
Yeah. Okay, here are the rules.
We had rules.
So there we go.
Had to get through the days.
Yeah.
I wish I'd known you back in the days that you were big into electric music. Because I've heard so many stories of you doing that, and like the only glimpse that
all
I've
the
really
glow stick
had,
stories.
Yeah, and the only glimpse that I've had is the time in Montreal.
Oh, for the
of that.
Pies.
Yeah, but I've heard you talk about it so long, and you always get so excited when you talk about that stuff.
And so many times, like there was one time, like the one time I went to go see Bad Boy Bill, I had my glow sticks, I'm dancing, and the thing is, when I went to clubs, I didn't do drugs. I was clean. I just went for the music. I wanted to dance. Just wanted to
feel
fucking
good,
tear the fucking dance floor up.
Yeah.
And I was dancing one day, and I was just dancing to music, and I had my glow sticks, and then I hit something with my foot. I was like, what's going on? And these kids that are on the ground, just like,
oh my god!
I was like, oh, okay, well, I was like, you want a light show?
Oh my god!
And then I started doing my light show, and around their heads, and I could see their eyes roll to the back of their heads, like, oh, so good. And one time, I hit a guy in the face by accident, but he's like, it's okay, man, thanks.
It's all good, dude.
Yeah. So
this was in Toronto, or is this in Edmonton?
That was in Toronto. Yeah, because we went to Toronto clubs. Like, I went to clubs so much. I got VIP passes because they saw me there so often. They're like, you don't have to pay. Here's your card. Just show this at the door. I'm like, cool. Thanks. So
crazy.
Yeah. So that's I think that's nearing the end of our first half of our podcast here, boys.
There it is. That's our music. So that's it.
Good pick, Braden.
Yeah.
Hey, not half Brad, right?
We could talk about it more if you want in the second half, or we can go whatever. Anyways.
Yeah, I think that really just kind of shows the diversity of this group, even just from music-wise. Like, we're really kind of all over the place where we started and where we are, and yeah, a lot of influences and stuff. So
yeah, so thanks for listening.
It's a good topic. Thanks.
Yeah.
This has been an FHN production. Listen to our new shows every week on Thursday on any podcast platform. Also, check out our live shows on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or Twitch.